Hi, welcome to Vegetables Day 139, and it is weigh-in Wednesday. So I did weigh myself in today. It was just about 11 o'clock, and I was 236.9. And then I just weighed myself a few minutes ago, and I didn't even bother taking my shoes off. I was 240.8. So really, really close to still being under the 240 mark. I'm definitely under 241. And, really happy about that. So let's see, where was I last week? Okay, it's May. Today's the 19th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, last week I was 236. So, the same. So let's see, where was I 2 weeks ago? On the 5th. 236.6. So as you can see, that's what happens, I lose weight very slowly, obviously. So as you can see, I lost a few pounds, stayed there for a while, lost a few more pounds, and I've stayed there for a little while. So I really need to tweak what I'm eating this week and see if I can get the scale moving again. I know that I've been eating stuff that I shouldn't have. So I really need to work on honing in on, lowering my fat intake now. Might do sodium though as well. Probably my fat intake. Because of my foot, I have been eating out quite a bit more. While I have made sure everything has been extremely close to vegan, if not vegan, there is still the whole issue of vegan junk foods. So we will just have to, I will just have to make sure that I don't spend that much time eating out, and hopefully, I can figure out my foot so that I don't have to stand on it that much. I took my mother to the doctor today, and by the time I got home, it was pretty sore. Not feeling so bad right now, but that's what I'm running into. That, when I stand on it a lot or walk a lot, it gets pretty sore. I do see the foot doctor next week, so hopefully he can have some more ideas as far as what I can do to help better diagnose what's wrong and better treat it. As far as, steps, I, not really been keeping track of them, of course, because of my foot. But, what I would like to also weigh in on today is that I would like to share with you, just to help you prepare for an elderly parent if you haven't already, had one that you've taken care of. The first one is that while you sometimes feel that it is cruel and mean to place your parent into a facility, such as an assisted living facility, a nursing home, or some other kind of arrangement that does not include your home. Sometimes that's just necessary, and not all of them are bad. Of course, if you have the ability to do that, that can be a good thing. But also realize that even if you're able to do that at first, it may come to a point where it is actually better if your parent or loved one, such as, an elderly aunt or elderly friend, or elderly uncle or grandparent, it's sometimes better if they end up, if you do have them in a facility, especially if they're still really independent. Because a lot of what's not talked about with the assisted living facilities, that's not talked about a lot when it comes to the decision, is it kind of has a negative connotation, because you feel as if you're throwing your loved one to the wolves. But you also have to realize that your parent or loved one is used to living on their own and taking care of themselves. They're not used to having anyone with them 24/7 to take care of them and to do everything for them. And what assisted living has done for my mom is it has allowed her to actually retain much of her independence. And I say that because they are there to help her with the shower. They are there to monitor her medications. But other than that, she is pretty much free to do whatever she wants. But it's also better than being in their home, because there's always somebody there 24 hours a day to help if she needs it. They have pull strings in the bathroom and the bedroom. They also, if they want to go out to the common areas, like for instance, they have a little living room area. They also have a library. They just opened a new wellness center, which includes a movie theater, a swimming pool, and a fitness center. So if she decides that she wants to go there, or they have these machines that you put a book under and it magnifies the page. She wants to do any of that. She doesn't have to depend on somebody else to get her there. She doesn't have to call for somebody to take her there. She can just go. And, with having lost her ability to drive, and having lived with my sister, even though she was still in her home, she's actually much happier here, because she doesn't have my sister constantly nagging her when she wants to do something her way. The assisted living facility staff essentially are, what do I want to say? Indifferent. Whereas when she was living with my sister, she actually ended up being more dependent on my sister. So when she moved into the facility, she had to learn how to be more independent again, because she didn't have my sister there to take care of everything, all of her beck and call. Oh, they also do her laundry. So, like for instance, if, and her apartment's small, so she has everything at her fingertips that she would want. Whereas at her home, if she was in her bedroom and she had left something on the table in the living room from when she was watching TV, she would have to go all the way from her bedroom all the way out to her living room. And with her having difficulty walking, even though it was a little better because it did get her a little bit more exercise, if she didn't feel up to getting out of bed and going to get what she wanted, she would call my sister, and my sister would have to do all the running. And she literally kept my sister running. But now she doesn't have that person, and she has to do it all herself, which that is better for her. And I guess there's some statistics that say that the elderly live on average 4 to 5 years longer when living in an assisted living facility than living at their home. Because, essentially the assisted living facility is their home now. So they're still at home. She can have any, within reason, of course. She has all her same furniture. She has all the same conveniences. The only difference is that she doesn't have a kitchen, so she doesn't have to cook. She still gets somebody to bring her some food, or to go down and, she can go down to the dining room if she wants. And they do her laundry and they help her with her bath. And of course monitor her medications. So they're doing everything that my sister was doing, even better. But then there's also stuff that they aren't doing that my sister was doing. And it was, very stressful on my sister, because my mom was just, being too demanding. And then my sister would not agree with what she wants and argue with her. So then that added stress between her and my sister. And it adds stress for me too. But again, since the assisted living facility is independent, or indifferent is a better word. Indifferent, and they aren't emotionally attached or involved in my mom's life, she has a lot more freedom to do things the way she sees fit. And I will tell you, my mom is extremely stubborn. Once she gets an idea in her head, there is no changing her mind. And so by having indifferent staff, it's, unless of course it, affects her safety. But with having indifferent staff, then, it's less stressful for her, because she doesn't have to worry about not being able to be able to do things the way she wants them done. I mean, we do run into a little bit of issue from, especially when there's new staff that haven't learned her and are still learning the ropes as far as what can and can't be done with the residents. But, it's after the employee is there for a while, and then, all that irons out, just because, there's that learning curve. And every time they get a new resident or a new staff member, I have to tell Mom that. On top of that, I know that there's no way that I could have taken care of her, and my sister just wasn't capable. So just keep that, if you are faced with that decision, with a spouse or a loved one, if you make the decision to put, or to, I don't want to put them in a facility. If you make the decision to move them into a facility rather than staying at home, it's not always a bad thing. And if you get a facility close enough to your home, there's many times the opportunity to bring them back home, and they can spend time in your home. But when it's time to have them taken care of, now if you get into a facility that isn't a good fit, find a new facility. Just like a doctor, if there's a doctor that doesn't listen to you and you just are not comfortable with, find a new doctor. Eventually you'll find one that you click with. Took me a long time to find one. And then when that doctor got ripped away, it took me a long time to find another one. But I found one. So it's a good thing. But just like with the doctor, nursing facilities, assisted living facilities, it's the same thing. If one isn't a good fit, there's another one you can go to. Well, that's my take on things in my video for today. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you know when I upload a video every day. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.